I grew up on the southwest side of Houston in an area called Alief, where you just stayed in your little, 2 to 4 mile radius. And I literally never went to downtown Houston my whole life, even though I grew up in Houston. Everybody in Alief didn't have enough, and it wasn't something that felt like we were poor or it was out of the ordinary. It was just kind of the environment I grew up in. I had a father who is and was addicted to drugs and alcohol and spent my childhood in and out of my life and in and out of jail and prison. And, along the way, I had strangers and organizations who, reached out a hand and helped me. I had a really pivotal, one of those things was having a really pivotal summer camp experience in between sixth and seventh grade that it plucked me out of the fishbowl that I lived in. And what I tell people is that it felt like I got dropped into the great big ocean, and my worldview, blew up in that week at summer camp. And I got really curious, and it lit a fire inside of me that made me really excited to see what else was out there and other ways that people were living, and to really go explore. And so that's ultimately what brought me to Austin Sunshine Camps. But there was a lengthy journey and path to get there. I was the first person in my family to graduate college, to go to college, and so that was a sort of like a a black hole of the unknown going to college. And I remember at the time telling my parents that if I didn't get a softball scholarship, I was going to join the Army, because that at the time was the only two choices I knew to be there. Luckily, I got a softball scholarship, because I think my life would have looked really different had I joined the military.